Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Francisco. This is going to be my first video, and today I just want to talk to you guys about what this channel is going to be, who I am, and exactly my goals as to what I want to accomplish, I guess you could say, for this channel. So let's get into the video. So I am a student, as most of you might guess, but the reason why I'm making this channel isn't for the fame, isn't for the glory. It's because where I work, I deal with hundreds of customers a day, and some of those individuals do falter when it comes to confidence. Now, I'm not saying that I am 100% confident, I don't have any self-conscious. No, it's going to be a little bit unconfident, and it's okay to have some self-conscious issues, but not to the extent to where some of these individuals should struggle with it. So that's like one of the main reasons why I started the channel. But overall, this channel is going to talk about fashion advice, handbag advice, bag hauls, stuff that I like, wines and champagnes. I love wine and champagne, so please be advised. I am just letting you know if I rave about them, I do apologize in advance. So it's gonna be stuff about like that. And if you have any advice that you wanna give me, comment down below, or if you wanna hear me talk about some advice that I would give, let me know what you guys wanna listen to or like hear me talk about as well. So, like I said, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about myself, and since Pride Month is still in full swing, I really would like to talk about how I came out and my coming out, because it is a very rocky road. It is a really wild roller coaster at times. So maybe not like as bad as some people might think, but like it's had its funny moments. We'll just say it and put it like that. So when I first started realizing that something was wrong, or like, I don't want to say wrong, but like I thought that or knew that I was different from like all the other boys in my grade, was kindergarten. I know I was young and it was crazy, but I just knew something was different about me. Like I knew that I wasn't going to be like all these other normal straight boys. Granted, I also went to a different feeder pattern school, so I do think that played a lot into it, and like a huge role into why I struggled so much with my sexuality as well. But just give you a background from where I came from, in the household I came from. Mexican Catholic household. So naturally we were a little, I wasn't obviously, to a certain extent, homophobic, obviously, until I came out. But yeah, so for us, it was natural. So when I started realizing that there's something wrong with me, I didn't want to be that. I told myself I cannot be the mistake of the family. I don't want to be, the one who fails. I don't want to be the one who's a failure, because you know how they say in every family there's that one failure. Well, I didn't want to be that. And as I'm sure a lot of individuals don't want to be that either. Nevertheless, I continued, and I, fought on to what I needed to do. Middle school and elementary were a little bit difficult. Like I said, I went to a different middle school, so a lot of the kids couldn't really understand me, or I really couldn't understand them for that matter, when it came to just everyday normal stuff. These kids had to wonder when their next meal was gonna come from, if they had a roof over their head, just to give you examples. And for me, that I never had to worry about that. And so looking back, I do regret not reaching out to more of these kids and helping them further. And that's one of my, kind of a big regret of mine, just because I do think I could have made a difference in their lives, more so than I already had. But nevertheless, I did go to a different high school. I went to the one right by our house, and this was called the gay high school, I think, or like the rainbow school, just because there was a lot of gay people there, or the gay community was very prevalent in our high school. So for me, I was at the time when I went, obviously I didn't know, but when I got there, I was kind of excited and kind of okay, maybe I'm not going to be so different. So I didn't have to worry about my sexuality being different or being bullied. It was just me as a person. I was annoying. I still kind of am. You can tell by my voice, I'm still a little bit annoying. But for the most part, I was really annoying back then. And on top of that, I wasn't very cute. I looked like a nerd. Just imagine this. I had a bowl, a Justin Bieber haircut, but my hair never laid flat like Justin Bieber. It was frizzy, 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 puffy all the time, especially after I got out of the showers. So you can imagine, it was puffy. I wore almost the same clothes almost every day, or I would recycle the same clothing weekly, that's okay. I'm not bashing that at all. But for me, Like, it was just funny because now I don't do that. And I'm so different now. But looking back, to me, that was funny for me, personally. And then on top of that, too, I was a dickhead, and I would call him an effing middle of class. So you can imagine how my first year and a half was kind of difficult. It wasn't until sophomore year, the ending of sophomore year, that one of the upperclassmen approached me and asked me if I was gay. And their reason was because they wanted to know if I was available, you know, et cetera, et cetera. I told them no. Yeah. But little old me was like, oh, maybe I can get his number. It'll be easier to say it through text. So I got his number, we did. And, you know, we talked for a little bit, but nothing really escalated from, like, you know, or like nothing really came from it because no relationship came from it. He was graduating, so it wouldn't have made any sense. But he was the first person to really, I don't want to say teach, but make me realize that I was bi. Like, it was a stepping stone, bear with me. That I was bi when I was younger. So when I came out as, you know, bi or like, you know, gay or whatever to people, they were like, oh my God, like, oh, I never knew, I never would have suspected. It was obvious that I was going to be gay. Like, it was so obvious. I had the high-pitched voice. I had the little walk like this. I was super feminine. Like, there's no other way of telling you that I was going to be gay. Like, that's just the truth. Like, that's who I am. That's who I was. And for me, it took so long to get there. And when I realized I had a lot of battles. And I do apologize if I keep on looking to the side. It's just me thinking, okay? But I had a lot of battles within myself just because I didn't want to be gay. Like, again, like I said, I came from a Catholic household, Mexican household, that gay was always kind of frowned upon. And on top of that, too, like on my mom's side, they're super okay with it. They knew gay people. They were accepting of it. They didn't care. But on my dad's side, they're kind of homophobic. And they still are to this day, to a certain extent. So for me, it was very hard to accept that. Like, it was hard. So during that, like, summer between around, like, August, September, I was struggling a lot. And I was just talking to different guys, trying to figure out who I was and who I wanted to be. Mind you, I was still young. So I didn't even know who I was as an individual, let alone an individual who was gay. So for me, this was really difficult. And during this time too, like a regret of mine was I was really mean to my brother, who has always loved me. He's accepted me, and he's always been there and like been one of my strongest supporters. My sister and him have been one of my strongest supporters, and I don't know what I would do without them, honestly. So I was really mean. And it kind of, everything led to like a pimple when my parents took my phone away like a week before my birthday. Granted, I did not have a lock on my phone because I was that kid that was like, I'm going to be a good kid. I'm not going to have a lock on my phone. No. I regret that really, really badly because my mom ended up going through my phone, or well, trying to, before I got defensive and got really, really upset. And she had to ask what it was in it. And mind you, this was at Walmart where she took the phone away. We were in the drive-thru at McDonald's because we went to go get a drink after Walmart. When she asked me, is there something on this phone that you want to tell me? And I was like, no. Like, obviously, like, I was just staying quiet. Like, I was crying in the background. Or not background. I was crying in the back, you know, just really, really upset just because she wanted to look into my phone. And she did this with my other siblings at one point. And like, for me, I was like, why are you treating me like this? Like, you treat me so differently from my brother and sister. She didn't. She was so easy on me. And I love my mom. And my mom and I's relationship is very close. And I don't think, without her, really, honestly, I would not be here today. And like, I would not be the person who I am today. But nevertheless, during this time, it was not exactly the best relationship. So we're in the drive-thru, and she asked me like one last time, what's on this phone? And like, I'm there, just to picture this, okay? Big Fossil sunglasses, like on my face. And I'm just sitting there like this. It's against our religion. And like, I'm crying. And then all of a sudden, like, she's like sitting, like looking to the front, and she just turns around like this. Don't tell me you're gay. And I just like, and I starts crying. It was like, looking back, it was the funniest thing, just because prior to this, she had asked me continuously, are you gay? And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm straight, 100%. I like girls. I want to marry a girl. I want to be with a girl, blah, 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 blah. So when all this happened, it was very shocking. So granted, you know, she started yelling at me, saying a few hurtful things, and I was in shock. Like, I was like, did I really just tell my Catholic conservative family, or parents for that matter, that I was gay? And so we get home, I'm crying, and she's like, take off your damn sunglasses. And I'm like, okay. And I throw them on the coffee table. I put the dogs out, and then I go to her spare bedroom, and I'm crying, and my sister calls me, and she's like, you know, I don't want you to do anything. I don't want you to take your life away. Please don't. And at the time, she was pregnant. So she told me that, she's like, your niece needs you. Like, please don't do anything stupid. And I was like, okay. My parents came in about an hour or so after, and we had a full-on discussion, and we just talked about me being gay and, you know, just my whole life, really. And at the end of the conversation, my mom was just kind of like, well, maybe you're still too young. Like, you're still young. Maybe you're not gay. Maybe you're just confused. And so me being me, I was like, maybe you're right, Mom. Maybe I'll just think about it and see the rest of high school. So I tried to talk to a girl, and obviously it didn't work out. It blew up very bad. It didn't like blow up very badly. We're still friends to this day, but it was just very awkward because I tried to not force myself on her, but in a way force myself on her, in that like I would message her at being like babe and like hun, like all these like cute pet names. But in reality, to me, it was just another girl that I was friends with. And so I went back to guys after I realized I wasn't into her like that, and that I didn't like her like that. And it wasn't until senior year, spring break, my mom and I decided to take a trip to Miami to surprise my sister, of course, because that's where she was. And so we're getting on this plane, or we're trying to, I should say, get on this plane from El Paso to DFW, and then DFW to Miami. Well, our El Paso to DFW flight was delayed by like 4 hours. So we missed our layover by 5 minutes. Yeah, it really sucked. So the next flight wasn't until 12 a.m. We were supposed to get to Miami at 4 p.m. So you can imagine how pissed my mom and I were. But it's fine. I am thankful that this happened, because when we were in DFW waiting for our next flight, my mom decided, was like, oh, let's go to TGIF. And I was like, okay, bet, let's go. So we get there, and you know, she starts drinking her Michelob Ultras, which my mom and I we do enjoy our, like, you know, she enjoys her beers and her wine. I enjoy my champagne and my wine. It's, you know, 2 bubblies and 1 flat drink. I think that's a perfect combination, because, like, you know, mom and I, yeah. But nevertheless, you know, she starts drinking, she gets a little bit loosened up, and she's already tired from the day, so it hits it a little bit harder. And she finally asks me, so are you gay? And I calmly, like, you know, put my knife and fork down because I was eating a steak. And I look at her, I'm like, yeah, Mom, I am gay. And she's like, okay, that's fine. I love you no less. I'm going to support you no matter what. And, you know, no matter what comes at you, I will be right next to you to protect you. And I was like, oh, thank you, Mom. Like, you know, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we had this, like, long discussion, you know, meaningful, and something that, like, I will always cherish to this day, because again, my mom and I are very, very close. I cannot express to you how much she is my best friend. I've had best friends in the past, but they've all, like, somehow screwed me over, or I've screwed them over, and I do apologize for that, of course. But she's always been that my ride or die, the one who's always been there, and the one who I've always called if I have any type of problems. So for me, this moment was really magical, and I love her very, very much. But nevertheless, she had to ruin it. Because right after the beautiful conversation between her and I, her exact words were, are you sure you want to do anal? Dad and I did it. It hurt like a Dickens. And I was we're in TGIF. there's a kid next to us. I was like, mother! So like we're sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? And the worst part about it was that there's pictures on her phone from earlier. So she was just, like, I should have seen, and I seen accidentally. So she was just on a roll that night. And I was just like, let's just get on this flight. Just forget that happened. So we get to Miami, you know, whatnot, and my mom and dad are like low-key still holding out hope by the time I graduate, by the way. I know I'm skipping around a lot, but it's just to keep this video fairly short. But, you know, they're always holding out hope that I was gonna be straight. And that's partially, though, because of my dad's side of the family. Like, they're super homophobic, so they would tell my parents that, oh, maybe he's straight, maybe he won't be gay. So it was understandable on their part. Nevertheless, and I know I keep on saying nevertheless, I do apologize, but that's like one of my favorite words ever. And also so. But of course I talked to them about it, and there was a few fights here and there over it. And I do think that they obviously know that I'm gay, and they have been the most supportive parents I can possibly ask for. My family has been the most supportive. Even my grandpa knows, and he is more supportive than I could have ever expected them to be. And without my family, I don't think I would be where I am today and be the man that I am today. I know I'm super feminine, but like, I am still a man. Wow, public announcement. Oh my God, the world's gonna end. But I do think without them, I wouldn't be the individual and the man that I am today. And so I do have to thank them. And just to wrap everything up, like I said in the beginning, if you guys have any questions, if you guys need advice on anything, or just need to talk, please let me know and hit me up, comment down below, or even like message me, DM me on Instagram. I'll link it down below. And I'll be more than happy to talk to you guys, give you advice on what I think, like, you know, needs to be done in your life, or like what I've done to cope, especially with me being gay. Because like I said, I came from a Catholic homophobic household, and I overcame that. And now my parents are some of the most accepting parents in the world. And I do believe that like I can help you. So if you guys need anything at all, please let me know and hit me up at my Instagram, or again, comment down below. And happy Pride Month to you all. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please let me know, and I hope to see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Yeah, thank you guys so much, and y'all have an amazing, beautiful day, and thank you for a moment of your time.